Hi everyone. I don't believe any this bloody weather. What's this weather like? Can anybody tell me what this weather's bloody well like? It's really pissing me off. Absolutely pissing me off. You wake up, you're putting the lights on. What's that all about? The middle of July. Just don't believe it. I just need to get away. I really do. I really need to get away. So what do you think of the match last night? Hey, what do you think of the game? England. Mary, I don't know what you're talking about there. I don't want this used. I don't. This is a channel for Liverpool Football Club. It's a chat channel. That's all it is. It's so people can come on and just talk. What's wrong with the club? What's right with the club? Who's playing good? Who's playing bad? That's what it's about. Nothing else. I don't know what this VPN is. I'm not on YouTube. Frank and JK, I have proposed to the trustees, what trustees of SEA Liverpool, that the new club, even in its interim pre-AGM form, sponsors your FC Liverpool channel. I don't want any sponsors. I really don't want any sponsors. It's just a thing, Mary. It's just a thing. It's just a podcast that goes out to good people, to good Reds, who get back and talk about Liverpool Football Club. That's all it is. We can criticise. We can criticise the likes of um, the owners, which we do because the lack of investment. We criticise everything to do with Liverpool Football Club, but then again, we praise everything as well. We're not all negative, we're positive. But I don't know, I don't want any, I really don't want any sort of sponsorship. I have a history show which is sponsored, which does me. It's sponsored. I don't need money. I really don't. And I don't ask the people on here for money either. I don't want super chats. What the effing hell's that all about, super chats? I try to I try to read out every comment, like your comment now. I really don't understand. I really don't understand it. I really don't. I really don't, Mary. No disrespect to you. We would match each of the first 600 of your FCTV subscribers with a share certificate value of €20 to a total sponsorship. And what's that all about? You're asking for money. I do not ask for money. Anyway, getting back to the boys. Did you see the old Darwin Núñez debacle last night against the Colombian, says Yusuf? It's shocking, you know. He was trying to protect his family. That's what he was doing. Everybody tries to protect their families. I do. I do. I protect my daughter. I protect my grandchildren, no matter how or what it takes. And that's what he was doing. All the lunatics fighting. the South American football for you. And he carries on, Yusuf, by saying, is this going to be another episode of where we talk about politics, whether because there's nothing happening in Liverpool? Like, yeah, there's loads happening in Liverpool. Oh, I understand this. There's all these silly rumours we were buying. And this is not what this is about, Yusuf. The rumours, I'm not going to come out and say, oh, see you after. Oh, what? You don't do that. We like to say who we'd like. That's fine. I've been up and on, even a few years ago, I was up and on about midfielders. We desperately needed midfielders. And I was right. I was vindicated. And then we've been screaming out last season, for example, besides midfielder, I was wanting a number 6. A number 6. And going back to the January window, a number 6. We had to bring a number 6. We never. This is what this channel's about. It's about your opinions. People think, oh, it's all negative stuff. It's not negative. It's positive. Everything is positive. We're all passionate about our club. We're all passionate. We'd like to see. I was looking at a drone today. The ground's not even finished. The ground isn't even finished. And I went on about that when? A couple of years ago. No, it was when they first started, brought Buckingham in. When I had Buckingham's going to do the new stand. And I thought, well, it did say, on a podcast, that they're bringing in somebody who are having problems, big problems down at Fulham, finishing off their ground. And we're bringing them in. What kind of due diligence is that? This is what I was saying. Then going back then. People were saying, oh, it'll be done and that. I said, we're going to have problems. If they're having problems down at Fulham, we'll have problems here. So they brought in the cheapest company who were going bust. And you look at it today and it's still not finished. Just been looking there before. Still not finished. It's absolutely ridiculous. The lads came in with the laying the returfing the pitch. It's done. It's done. And that only took a few days. That's what you want. £1 million it cost. Darryl, even if Frankie, there is whispers Darwin could get 12 months world ban. Wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. Wouldn't surprise me. Mary, greetings Stan. Greetings Frank, Darryl and Yusha. And also Paul Turner. Good evening Frank, hope you're okay and you had a good day. I had a very quiet day, as usual. What can you do? What can you do on stupid days like this? Please, can't do anything. It's the middle of July and you're putting lights on. You're putting lights on. Raining all the time. What the hell's that about? I let my umbrella out a month or two ago. And I never got it back off this stupid neighbour of mine. So I bought a new one. I bought a new one. I'm not saying, about not getting that back or whatever, but because of the rain, I had to buy one. That's how bad this weather is. So I can't do anything during the day. But absolutely terrible, Frank. I've never known a worse summer than this. I've booked for Florida in January. I've had enough. Don't blame you, mate. Don't blame you, Paul. But I want to get away now. Now. Someone said a couple of weeks ago, I'm going to have a heat wave. Wow, yeah, great. We had how long was it? 9 hours heat wave. That was it, gone then. And they said last week, we're having an heat wave. We're supposed to have an heat wave this week. This heat. And I've been looking at the long range weather forecast. Might be a little bit warmer at the weekend, a bit drier, then back to normal. The Redbird, no one knows the full story about Darwin, and a few pictures won't give it to you. But the Darwinators are loving this. I know. Would you protect Redbird, your family? Because he's seen where he was sitting, and he went up to protect them. Like you and I did. Even if Frankie says Tony LFC, even so, there's a pint and a scotch chaser. Thank you. Mary Stan. Okay, Frank, I meant well. Sorry if it upset you. It doesn't upset me. It's just that it's like what I'm doing now, reading out. They're talking about Darwin and they're talking about year bans and everything else on a Liverpool player. That's what's going to be discussed. This is what it's all about. It's like what I've just said. The bloody ground's not finished yet. It's not. There's Everton's ground. They built a full whole stadium. The stadium, and it's nearly completed. They're laying the pitch. It's pointless. Virgil van Dijk considering his future in the post-match last night. You want to give it more, Paul. What's he been saying? I don't know what he's been saying. Has he said anything about Liverpool or giving up international football? See what I mean? It's like, as I said about, you see these headlines and posts, podcasts. Darwin, and then, like Neves, question mark, going to serve and all this. This is great, let's have a go at it. Nothing. Zilch. You know more yourself. It's just given what papers say. Brian, good evening, lads. And still not a word of a signing. Didn't see what happened to Nunes last night, but of course, FIFA will blame the lot on him. One thing, this man isn't short of his passion. Absolutely. He's South American, that's what. Virgil, like Mo, is forever no bigger than this club. Exactly, says, exactly, Daryl. I agree, Daryl. If they want to move on, let them. They get replaced, says Paul Turner. How much would we get for Virgil if he wanted to leave, lads? I think he's 32 now. Well, we wouldn't get 80 million, would we? For him. Put it that way. No way. But I'd like him to stay. He's a stalwart for us. But you believe, I don't know. I think we've got to, listen, I'd keep our spine. I would. I'd keep Allison. Obviously, this is our spine. I'm only talking about key players. That's Allison, Virgil, and Mo. Those three. And build around them. We've already got the players in place, by the way. We've already got the players in place. Just get in on them. I've been saying it. I've been saying it for 2 seasons now, 2 or 3. I don't know. You just go on and on and on. A number 6, we need a number 6. And if we don't get a number 6, we could be in trouble. Believe you me. Never mind about the tactics of Sloot. Mr. Sluter. You need a top quality defensive midfielder. Ali Noose, evening, Sir Frank, evening Ali, our friend from Romania. Paul Turner, soul destroying Frank, staying over at Southport. We've had to ask them to put the heating on. This is what it's about, isn't it? This is what it's about. It is soul destroying. It really gets me down. It really does. And where will Virgil go, says the judge. Too late for him now. He's 33 and we need his calmness and experience. Absolutely. Spot on. Spot on. Spot on. Spot on, Judge. Just shows how bad we had it last year. I watched the home game against Brentford on LFC TV the other night. We had 9 first-team players out. Yeah. But that's what it's been like the last 3 seasons. Injuries to players. I know we got through games. It's unbelievable. Quite remarkable. But that's what I mean about investment. Do you ever remember when Kabak and Nat Phillips were playing centre-backs one season? And even Henderson and Fabinho playing centre-back. We didn't invest in centre-backs. Virgil went, didn't he? Virgil was out all season through that horrible injury. Think about it. It's a lack of investment. If we would have had more investment, we would have won more. I know that. I know that. And Ian Mack, all right, Frank and chat. Nice to see Mo and Enzo back in training with the boys. Yeah. Yeah. And at least Mo's not going to the Olympics, but that Enzo is, isn't he? He's going to these other, I don't know. He's going anyway, wherever he's going, and whatever tournaments he's playing in. This is why we need a number 6. And I'm not talking about a potential. We've got to get a number 6 in, a top quality one. I remember someone asking the other night, have we ever signed a world-class player? Was it on here? Have we ever signed a world-class player? Anyway. Mary Stan. I wouldn't take much notice of speculation about Virgil or Mo. It depends. You see, Mary, I never heard Virgil's statement. But Paul Turner came out and said that, did he say that, was it out of his mouth last night? I want to leave, or I just don't know, because I didn't hear it. Just said he was considering his future at the club and international level play. Okay, well, that means if he's considering, he must be looking at options. Must be looking at options. If you'd have said international level, I would have just said, yeah, you might as well come out. But the World Cup is in 2 years, isn't it? And how old will he be then? 33, 34? That's what he's got to consider. Daryl says, me and Frank did call an Exodus. We said this in May. And Murray says, Brian, VVD as a CB can play on for a good while. Of course he can. Of course he can, Murray. I totally agree, 100%. Murray, I think he's slowing down very badly. He still has it all upstairs, of course, but definitely get one more full season out of him, says Brian. And Daryl says, don't forget this so-called genius Edwards is back. What the hell are they doing? No signing of 3 of our spine with 12 months left. It's a total shell, in my opinion. We just have to see how it goes. That's the only thing. But I want that spine. I want that spine playing next season. As I said, I want a number 6. Are we all right for midfielders? I think so. We're all right for forwards. We don't need any forwards. Unless Diaz goes. Unless Nunes, as someone said, that he could be out for a year and get a ban for a year. If it's an international ban, that's fine. I'm bothered about that. I'm not interested in international. The only support he is on. That's who I support. I was having a phone conversation with someone who said, why don't you support him? Because I said I don't. I don't. I support Liverpool Football Club and Italy. So I have a little affection for Inter Milan as well and Napoli. But I don't have it. Other teams don't interest me. But what about Liverpool players playing for England? So what? Look, I'm against the establishment. And last night, it was 1-1. And I heard the fans who come to Anfield and even at their own ground calling Liverpool the city of Liverpool for everything. And you and me, Scousers for everything. Do you think for 1 minute I'm going to stand next to them and cheer? Come on, England. Hey, for 1 minute. And someone said, but and this is a Liverpool supporter, by the way. And he said, but Frank, there are 11 footballers playing on a pitch. I said, yeah, they represent the establishment. They represent the establishment. And if you can't put that through your head, what's the point? They represent the establishment. That we're still fighting for justice. I don't think they support whoever they like, you know. I don't support them. Even I can't be bothered. I support Italy. Always have done. Always have done. I'm not changing allegiance. Like I've never changed allegiance with Liverpool. I've always supported Liverpool from a little child. Going through awful times. Through to glorious times. I'm not a glory hunter. I just want the best for Liverpool Football Club. I really do. Well, if anyone can't see that, Brian, a CB can use his game intelligence to compensate. I would like to see him attack the ball more often at corners, both ends. Yeah, you're right there. That's a very, very good point, that, Murray. That's an excellent point, in fact. Excellent. Yeah, there's the bear. Look. The bear. Spot on, Gerald. This is what Jürgen meant, I think, in his words. I had to leave. Brian said, Enzo, spot on, Daryl. This is what Jürgen meant, I think, in his words. I had to leave. Enzo says it himself, he isn't good enough to be the prime number 6, says Daryl. Yusuf, Thiago Alcantara is probably the only world-class player we've signed in the last. I'm not being funny, but when Bayern let him go, do you think he was world-class then? I don't. They would never have let him go. And he was injured there all the time as well for Bayern. I'll tell you who else. And my daughter Francine even said this. When we signed Naby Keita, my daughter Francine said, Dad, I've looked this fella up. He's always injured. I said, hey, she said, this Keita fella, he's coming next season because we loaned him back, didn't we? We signed him and loaned him back. And she was 110% positive. Right? And yet Naby Keita played more games than Thiago. Think about it. Remember Arthur Melo coming here? And he was already injured. Remember that Calvin Ramsey when he came? This bright new young lad. What's said about him? Enzo is not going to the Olympics, and that's confirmed. And neither is Mo. Yeah, I know that, John. I know Mo's not going. But he's playing in a tournament. I do know that. I do know that, John. I'm not talking about Mo. I'm talking about Enzo. Murray says, Paul Turner could be that Virgil is considering dropping the captaincy at Holland. That's cool. That's cool. I'd love all our players not to play international football. I really would. Hey Frank, hope you're well, says GSY Talks Football Fan Channel. I'm okay, thank you. And I hope you're good too as well. Thank you for asking. Quite possibly, Marista. I'm just sure in the next few weeks we will find everything out regarding what he wants to do, says Paul Taylor. Not Virgil. We will. We'll find out. We'll find out a lot of things. But is anybody worried about lack of signings? The Anfield Road, he comes up trumps, doesn't he? He comes up all the Donalds. Look at him. Because even if Frankie drink these, will you, lad? If the likes, guys, Frank's a cracking geezer, says Darryl. Cracking geezer. Yeah, what you talking about, eh? The judge, you said in the press conference it'll be a quiet July, so don't panic. I'm not panicking. I'm not panicking. Look, let's put it this way. Throughout the years, how many war chests have we had? Every summer. War chest. Did we ever get the war chest? What I don't like was a comment by, was it Hughes? I think it was Hughes, where he used the terminology opportunistic. Didn't like that. I follow words, by the way. Well, it was my profession anyway. And what hit me right away was bargains. Opportunistic. That'll be the transfer market. He said it. Opportunistic. You know, whether you agree with that, oh yeah, well that's great. But I think we need, if we're going to sign someone, we have to sign a marquee player. And if the marquee player is a number 6, I'll be made up. I really will be made up. Because that's what's needed. We don't need forwards if we keep our forwards there. We just need a defensive midfielder because we've got enough midfielders. And a left-sided centre-back, I'll go along with that. And what do you think of Robertson? Is he failing a bit? Not failing, fading. Is he up to his standards as a couple of years ago? What do you think? Let me know. The Anfield. Youssef, I dispute the team world-class attributed to Thiago, seen as though he has been an injured player his whole career. For me, Thiago was just a midfielder who featured so little. He isn't memorable. You're so right again. You're so right. Anfield. You're so right. When we were going through a terrible time and we depended on him, but he was injured. And we were all saying, well, when is he going to get fit? So you're right. That's bang on, that. That's 110% spot on. point. All good points tonight, like. Brian says, that all needs to be said, Frank. We're still fighting for justice. Why can't people get this into their heads? Unreal. Don't know. I'll never trust the establishment. They were calling us, covering up. Look, I don't even want to get into it anymore because look us up yourselves, cover up. I'm talking about these England supporters. Loads of Scousers support England, but I'm not saying loads of Liverpool supporters. If you get me meaning. If you get me meaning. But not Liverpool supporters. Some Liverpool supporters too, obviously, but not all of us. And that's, just look up, cover up. Look at cover-ups that's gone around the world. I'm not talking about Liverpool, I'm talking about other things. And what cover-up means. What cover-up means. I could go on. I really could. But this is not the platform to do it. Really isn't. Just want to talk about us. But then again, when that comes up, the establishment don't want to know. I really do not want to know about the establishment and anyone who supports the establishment. It's like reading the Sun newspaper every day. That's what the establishment reminds me of. And people who support it. That's the way I look at it. The Anfield Road. Question for Frankie. Does anyone sway you to be a Liverpool fan? And who was the player or reason you became a Liverpool supporter? Apart from the obvious being from the city. I grew up, and when I was a little mad kid, running to school in short trousers, as you do. I always remember there was one uncle and another uncle. One uncle was a red and the other was a blue. Right? The way it was in families. And one day, the Auntie Leah's husband, who was a red, came up to the house and said to me, Uncle Ronnie, you going to the game? And he said, yeah. And my grandmother said, take him. He said, he's too little. He's too little. And I looked at them. And I said, he's too little. And what they said to me was, we'll take you when you just get a little bit older. I said, okay. I was only 23 at the time. And they said, we'll get out, I think I was about 5 or something like that, 5 or 6. And they kept to the word a couple of years later. And I'll never forget it. Honestly, this is madness. I've got a photographic memory, right? Believe it or not. And I remember going down to Scotland Road to get a bus with me 2 uncles. And I remember those big advertising things, hoardings, right? I'll never ever forget an advertisement where you see a footballer. Was wasn't a picture, it was a painting of a footballer, big news. And he had a red top on and white short. And my uncle went, that's who we're going to see. It wasn't about Liverpool, it was an advertisement for something. Could be for soap or something, I'll forget. And he said, that's what we're going to see. The team in red. And that's how I became a fan. That's how I became a fan of Liverpool Football Club. And don't forget then, back in the day, like today, there's reds and blues of families. Liverpool families, reds and blues. Mine was no different. But most of my family, all the family around, are mostly red. Everyone. Our Jarrett's are red. And his lads are all red, all season ticket holders. Good lads as well. So it wasn't really a sway on field. It wasn't a sway, to have me. It was just that day that I was in the house. And they were talking, my two uncles were talking about Liverpool and everything. And as like a few years went on, I was about 14, 15. And a friend of the family came, and he came after he'd been out on for a drink. It was a Saturday night, I think. I'm sitting there, and he came in, and he started talking football. He was at Everton, and he said to me, "I'm just sitting there saying nothing," and he said, "You have never won the FA Cup. You'll never win it." That's what he said to me. And I said, "Okay." I think it was the following year then he beat Leeds 2-1 to win the FA Cup. And the rest is history, as they say. And that's going back there. Youssef, Maristan, Virgil, yes, but I'm not sure Alisson was world class when we first signed him. It was still strange that, because we were talking about that as well. And all as I knew about Alisson was he was a cracking player, cracking goalkeeper. And there was two in my sights at the time. He was Oblak. And Oblak, I thought, was a great goalkeeper. It's proved that he is a great goalkeeper. But we got Ali instead. And Ali's proved now that he's the best keeper in the world. The best. But he can't defend from the halfway line, Matty. Oh, yeah, he's talking about VVD. I'm talking to him in a minute. Daryl says they absolutely cannot bank on Batatic as the sole number 6. He has been out for 10 months. We need a number 6 could solve everything. Yeah. I agree with you there about Batatic as well. Is he injury prone? Good young player and that. TW. Evening legend. Must be talking about Mo Salah. Mo Salah's not with me today. Tonight. Thanks to you. Good evening to you. The Anfield Road. Youssef. When we first signed him, he was injured then. Thiago is never a world-class player. World-class players don't sit on benches behind Xavi and Iniesta. He isn't world-class. He just isn't. You know, you can. He was a great player. You know, there's no taking that away from him when he played. But he's spot on with what he said there. Anfield Road. You don't sit on the bench behind Xavi and Iniesta. They were superb then. And they hardly get injured. That's why Thiago's retired now. Because he knows. Did he play last season? No. You know. A lot of people used to go to Liverpool one week and Everton, same as me, in the 60s, and made their choice that way. Never happened now. See, we used to go, you know, I had mates who were Blues, and we used to go to each ground. Growing up, that is, because we loved our football. But that all played out. This is when we were younger. I'm talking about 14, 15. And as you get a bit older, you know, you're starting to become more ready, rather than saying, well, I don't want to go to Goodison and waste my money going there. I'd rather go to Anfield. And we used to go to reserve matches. So we stopped going to Goodison. I'm just talking about Reds. Most probably the Blues did it as well. And go and watch reserves games. While the first team were away, the reserves played at Anfield at home. And we used to go and watch them. If anybody remembers. I remember because I used to go. Thiago and Kira used Darren Anderson's signal. Judge read panic. That will only leave a couple of weeks, then the squads will be in travel mode and pre-season to sign 2 or 3 top players that would need to compete on all fronts next season. Judge, Torres and Suarez were probably world class. I said that about Torres, and someone disagreed. I think, because Torres was a great player, and he was an international, Spanish international. And Atletico tried to keep hold of him, but Rafa, persuaded them. And he persuaded the then Hicks and Gillette to part with money. And he cost 24 million, which was a phenomenal amount then. And we brought in this young kid, El Nino. What a player. Him and Gerrard. Then we had a stalwart number 6 in Mascherano. What a midfielder that was. Alonso, Mascherano, Steven Gerrard. Incredible. Incredible. And Nando up top. Take out, running everywhere. And TW, I'm not surprised the Bournemouth boys haven't signed anyone. Not up to the job. Opportunistic. I think you'd like to say too. The Anfield. Frankie, I am concerned with lack of incomings. I mentioned about being concerned, I think it was last week or whatever. I'm concerned about everything. You know, people say, are you negative? No, I'm not negative. If you're not concerned about next season, we just had a manager that brought us everything. Leave. And we brought in a manager. As I said, and I did say it, and I'll say it again, from the backroom staff to the management to the football directors, they're all mates. They are all mates. They know each other. I always remember saying to a former colleague, I said, how would you like a job where I'm working? Gave him the information about it. He said, can you get me in there? I said, yeah. And I've got him in as a lecturer. And he turns out to be rather a little villainous person. That didn't work out. And these are mates. These are mates. Can you trust mates? I don't know. I wanted experience. I keep saying it. I'm not having a go at Sloot. I'm not having a go at any of them. All as I'm saying is, I wanted experience. We're Liverpool Football Club. We are. Look, suppose you were getting something done. You were getting something done. Think about this. And you've got two options. One of them is a fella about 35 to 40. And the other lad is about 20. And you needed something done, some electricity work or whatever. Who are you going to hire? A fellow with 15 or 20 years experience, or a fella just coming out of his apprenticeship? Because I know this is, you know, we don't know about Sloot. We haven't a clue about him. You know, people think that, you know, after a couple of days of when he was appointed, not appointed, but, you know, he's going to be Liverpool's next manager when it first came up. Everybody knew about him. So the speculation for weeks before when Klopp said he's leaving, not a word from any podcasters, that is, not a word. Not a effing word. Then all of a sudden they knew all about it. They knew, oh, yeah, top notch. Police. If I had a crap about him. And he had 5 years experience. As I said, I wanted experience. Rather have as a manager with vast experience, both in Europe and in the Premiership. That's all. That's just me. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. We're Liverpool Football Club. If anybody, thinks otherwise, well, that's fine. That's your opinions. We all stick to our opinions. Some opinions, change along the way. You might think I'm being, having a go at Sloot. I'm not. I'm just saying I wanted a more experienced manager, a lot more experience, and a 5-year management team. See what I mean? So, as he says, I'm concerned with lack of incomings. I'm also concerned with lack of outgoings. The market is dead and teams don't want to overspend. But there is loads of time left. I'm sure we will sign soon, says the Anfield Road. I don't like to say this, but I think Anthony Gordon is nailed on. But don't say it. You don't like to say it. So that means if we're going to sign him, that means, like I said at the opening of the pod, we don't need forwards. So that means someone's going, if that's nailed on. TW, any drop off this season, and I for one will be calling the snakes out, says TW. I think a lot will be doing the same, to be honest, too. I really do. Daryl, says the Anfield throw. I hope not. Gordon, I mean. I can't have that. I can't have that, lad. Especially paying cash to that Newcastle lot. Have you noticed the girl slap? What's her name? Salva. I always forget her bloody name. She's left Newcastle. Chief Eggs. Big vet as well. She wanted to buy Liverpool. Raw, I know. I don't want toffee nose, no toffee nose here. Says Davin. And the Anfield Street fan. Davin, definitely, mate. Why not? Out of all the wingers, we're going for him. Jesus. That'll bless you there. Yeah, I'll get that sound off the red beard. Red beard, hello, bro. Where have you been? All okay, bless. That's nice. And Daryl says, did anyone see when they asked Transformer pre-teacher what the Holland versus England score would be? He replied, Holland 2-1 and Gapco and VVD to score and Trent to score for England. It was so funny. And the Anfield says, I'm so disappointed a new manager has been appointed and yet the club hasn't been linked to a marquee signing. It makes me sick that Bayern spent 100 million. Yeah. And Paulina, I like that, Paulina and Elise. Why didn't we sign Elise? As I said before, opportunistic, if you think about it. opportunistic. It's a word that resonates with bargain basements. It could be like, I hate to say this, like with a player, we were talking about Thiago, and it could be someone like him, someone like Thiago, who's like, I'm not saying past it, but just like at the top of the hill, ready to descend it. And, could end up like Thiago. So you don't forget, when you've been playing football for about, say like we're going to sign a 28, 29-year-old, and you've been playing, say like in the Premiership for 10 years, all the physicality of them games, getting kicked and everything else, takes its toll. And that's when you start to break down your muscles and your bones, especially in your legs, from the hip down. Sounds mad, that, doesn't it? That's the way. R.I.P. to John Hunt's family. Absolutely. What's it say? I hate this. I hate this. Who's John Hunt? And, just coming on and doing a sentence. Stop it. If you're going to say something, say it all, say it all, just type it out. So at least we know what we're talking about. So annoying, that. Thanks, Darryl. Thanks for your explanation how you became our great club support. Thank you. That's it. That's how it was. I've seen them win everything. Everything in football. Who else could say that? Just love our team. Love our supporters. But if you're putting on a thing, if you're putting on a thing, a sentence, fill it out, just don't put a sentence in. It's like all these, when they come out with abbreviations, what's that all about? What's the abbreviation? I could come out with a sentence now, me, and you'll never have a clue what I'm talking about. And you go, what Frank's talking about? Who's that? Who's he talking? What's that? Do you understand? I'd love Ollie Watkins, a proper number 9. Well, again, this is what I'm saying about we don't need forwards. There are other positions because our owners are not there to buy. They're not there to invest. So if we're going to buy players, 2 at most, you're going to need a left-sided centre-back and a number 6. They're priorities if we're going to sign. And they have to be top quality, not potential. Please, no more potential. Does anybody ever remember that lad Brewster? Oh, he's fantastic. This kid, oh, we've got, you want to see him playing at the account. Oh, you want to see. I even said at the time, I think he will make it. He's at like Liverpool level. And another kid, a Dutch lad, Hoover. You remember him? And that Woodburn. These are all the hyped up young kids who never made it. There's loads like that. There's loads of them. And they all go out on loan. That's Sepp Vandenberg. All the hype about him coming here. He's been out on loan for years. He was that good. What's it, like we would be getting them back. Get back here. You need it. When we needed backs. Remember Kabak? Nat Phillip. The injuries. Why did we get him back then? Richard Hughes players have gone on. I've gone. Who the F is Richard Hughes? It will only be our great club's name pulling these players in from now on. Who the F is? Yeah, Watkins would be great. I'm so glad our Frank. I'm so glad our Frank is in it. I'm so glad you're all Reds. Honestly, he's a good lads. These are all great. You all know what you're talking about. We can agree and disagree on lots of things, as you know. We don't need attackers, though. That's not the problem, says the judge. And I totally agree with you, Judge. We've got to prioritise. We have to prioritise positions. And if Kelleher goes, we need a goalkeeper. We need a goalkeeper. Because Big Ali gets injured now and again, every season. That's why Kelleher came in and did a fantastic job last season. Albeit he was at fault with the goals at Anfield against Atalanta. So you're quite right there, the judge. Because we do need other priorities rather than forwards. We've got enough forwards who are brilliant. You've got a fella there, Mo Salah, breaking records every season. And if Jota keeps fit, got Darwin there. We've got Diaz, Gakpo. Think about it. Just think. Frankie said to me that we win the Premier League. He said, so I'm in love. Oh, yeah. Frankie said to me, the Anfield. Murray Stanley is a good pro, but never stood out for me to be good enough for Liverpool. He isn't as good as Vifer and he went to Brighton. I think we need top quality. That's what we need. Quality. If we're bringing someone in, top quality. Top quality. Then we've got a shelter by. That's the thing with these owners. We've got a shelter by. And no one's going to buy any, players that, and we've got to get that money up there to bring in these top quality players, because they won't pay out. They won't pay out. Goals pay the rent. Just the kids, when I heard it, it was me sold. That was me sold. My dad is a huge red anyhow, sitting in front of the tellies, 74, mouth wide open, watching that Wembley wonder goal. Unreal. Is that the 74 final against Newcastle? I don't care if Verde is declining. He is a leader. Yes, he is a leader. Totally agree with you there, Darryl. The unfair, the Redbird. Whatever you think of Thiago, he wasn't world class for Liverpool. When he did play, he wasn't amazing every game. He had his moments. Waste of money for LFC, in my opinion. All you've got to look at is this. If it look, clubs don't sell world class players unless money talks, sort of thing. I'll make you an offer you can't refuse. Don Corleone making them an offer they can't refuse. It's like that Mbappe going to wherever he goes. The money's there. It's going to be paid for. See what I mean? And we got him for a bargain, didn't we? It was like 30 million, or was it 30, Thiago? They wouldn't sell a world-class player. And he was injured all the time. We could have done better, in my opinion. Should have done better. Judge Red, football was a lot cheaper back then. A working class game, you need to take out a mortgage to afford. I said that the Crystal Palace game, the game that we were beating, I was going to take my daughter and my granddaughter to that game. And Francine got back to me and said, Dad, do you know how much they want for the 3 tickets? 3,060 quid. Corporate. That was the only tickets that were going. So you're right, Mary. It's changed, sweetheart. We used to win the Central League nearly every year, didn't we, Frank? Yes. We did, Judge. Every year. Because we had a great squad. Great squad. Judge, they're definitely Torres and Suarez, both absolutely world class. At their peak. says Maristan. They are brilliant. Fantastic footballers. And the grey Stanfield. The grey Stanfield. And Ferrari is their puppet coach, not a manager. I thought that Pelina would be a good DM for us. I thought that. I wanted him a couple of years ago. Zilch. Nothing. End of. Goodbye, Mr. Chips. Yeah, Pelina is good. 45 million is cheap. We can only hope we sign someone else, but there is not a lot of holders out there. I do have a feeling we may not sign anyone. Oh, don't say that. Please don't say that. Anfield. But you could be right. Unfortunately, Frank, that manager isn't out there. And I wasn't fussed on all the other names we were linked with. Says Ron Davidson. Hi, Ron. Yeah, well, look, Ron, money talks, like buying a player. You offer a manager the money, or that you pay compensation to the club. So there were managers out there. And I mean managers with experience as well. Money talks, Ron. Money talks, mate. Telling you. I've just got the cane from Frank, says Dan. I'll give you lines to do. So, Paulina is not better than Enzo, so why waste 45 million on him? We need better, says the judge. Look, it's age as well now. Enzo did great. I'm not getting away from that. But we need cover. And he admitted it. He wouldn't mind playing there, as a second backup. Enzo admitted that. If Slaughter can stay fit, we will be sucking Diesel off from this season, but only if he can save Brian. Yes. Yep. Okay. Frank, to be fair to Darryl on chat, we only have space for writing quick sentences in response. Once you input point at the time, sometimes it don't make sense to you, as you can respond in time. Yes, I understand that, but just don't say the stupid sentence that no one can understand or I haven't a clue about. Just don't write it if you can't fill it in. That's all. I'm not asking much. As I said, I can say a sentence now. And what's he going on about? See what I mean? That's too much. Anyway, it's all done. It's getting on. I stayed late last Tuesday night, but caught up with me best. Best wishes, okay. Mary, best wishes to you, sweetheart. We can't even afford a full back at Wolves that we were supposedly nailed on to get. We're always nailing all players are nailed on. Every player that was nailed on. Bellingham nailed on. Shumani nailed on. I took no notice of all that, to be honest. Took no notice. That lad, Solly March from Brighton, would be a great player for us. I'm backing McAllister to be our best player this season. if he is played properly. Up the effort, vets. Up the effort, lads, says Brian. We need to get a DM. Edison, we need a left back. Nuri, yeah, 8 Nuri. We need a CB. Oh. If you think that we're going to get any of them, and did Julie shine for buying yet? Nuri, says TW. And he's just saying there, Daryl, it's a fantastic centre back. Guys, I'm taking, I need to go back to school, says Daryl. Thought you were going to ring me yesterday. Sat there waiting. Judge read, Daryl signing everyone, no chance. It's FSG we're talking about. Exactly. You see, all right, I said one priority was a number 6. That's what we want. And then I said, if we could squeeze, a left-sided centre back, that'll do me. But as the judge says, it's FSG we're talking about. And Ali Danouche, I don't think, excuse me, I don't think we need one left back. We still have Robbo there. As I said before, he's been waning over the last couple of seasons, Robertson. He's been waning. He hasn't been the same. That's just my opinion. But I don't mind Samikas. He's a good fella. He is. Albeit you think that he's going to have a kid once they go asleep. Do you ever remember the biscuit now? Biscuit. He's going to fall asleep, wouldn't you? That's what Samikas is. Needs a left back. Robbo is declining and Kostas will be sold, says Dan. There you go. There you go. We should be getting all of these players if we wanted to. This is the 6-time champions of Europe, and FSG just keep throwing a blanket over us every time in the transfer window. They need to go ASAP. I'm sorry, but if we go into the season with the same squad, no top 4. No top 4. Is that what we're aiming for? Is that what we're aiming for? Top 4? No Champions League. Bayern are ready to make an offer for Theo Hernandez. 75 million of it, says Ali. I'd say Frankie at this point. How much he cost, Frankie? Not much. I'm a cheapskate. Cup of tea and a sandwich. I could be me shining on thing. And a season ticket for me daughter. So listen, lads, I was looking forward to Sunday and the match. Spain versus the Eng. What's your prediction? I, you know, FSG have put a bid in for Boston Celtics breaking news. Clash ambitions yet again. Yeah, right, says Dell. They want to buy boards out. It's a franchise. They want a portfolio that stems the globe. Liverpool are the financial backers. Think about it. Without our money coming in, they'd still be looking for things. Think about that. Phonies. Phonies. They had a bad shoulder injuries last season, so a bit unfair. Costas and Robbo. Yeah, but it was before the soldier injuries, Judge. You know, I could see him, as Darryl said, declining. He was bad. And I'm talking the season before. No way disrespect, like. He's been great for us. But, you know, he's 30 now, isn't he? And as I said before about, you know, you're playing in the Premier, look at what he did. He was running, excuse me, he was running up and down that wing, attacking for 7 years under Klopp. Think about that. We will get 2 Dutch wonder kids full of promise. No, don't say that. So we're full of promise. We've got an academy full of promise. An academy. It's a gamble bringing these kids in. Look at that kid who plays for Spain. Look at that goal he scored the other night. Always remember Michael Owen, Steven Gerrard making the debuts. You've seen it in them. You've seen it in them. Ali Noose, a tea and some Ramazzotti music, romantic. Andrea Bocelli, romantica. Conte a partiro. Wonderful song. Brian, buenas noches, England. Buenas noches. Spain will win 10-0, I hope, says Darryl. Ali, Spain will win. Sorry, Frank. To be honest, I don't remember when I saw the team to play that well. Their coach is doing great there. Don't be sorry to me. I'm not interested in England, Ali. I don't support them, mate. I support Italy. It's like saying, say like Spurs in a cup final, say a European final, or Aston Villa or anyone saying, "Oh, sorry for it," I'm not interested in any other team. As I said, I only support Liverpool, and the national team is the Azzurri. The Azzurri. Not interested in anybody else. The way Trent is being treated, hope England gets stuffed, says Daryl. And Daryl says, Gapco will be brilliant this season. I think. Exactly, Frank. We already have talent. I feel like every year we prepare for the future, but not for the present. Spot on. That's why we could have won a hell of a lot more under the Klopp. That's in my opinion. Frank loves a bit of Dolmay. No, I make me own. But I'm on the yard. I know, I like Italy as well, but they need to change something. It's terrible. Their football is like 50 years ago. They need to come up with some new things. I felt bad when Italy lose. I don't like Spalletti, the manager. Don't like him. But I think it's a long rebuild for the Azzurri now. They declined that much. 4 years ago, 4 years ago, 4 anni fa, 4 years ago, they won the Euros. Then, Euros was made up. And then they were knocked out of the World Cup. They're not going to the World Cup in 2 years' time. That's how they just, they went from there to down. These are World Cup winning. This is a World Cup winning country. Not like 66 here, World Cup, and it's coming home. All that bollocks. So, yes. Do you like Andrea Frank, a proper singer? Yeah, I went to see him. I couldn't see him this year down at the dock. Fuming. I was doing a pod that night. But I had to go somewhere as well. So I missed him. I couldn't see him. Andrea Bocelli. But I did see him. I was in Sorrento on the holidays years ago. And seen a poster. I looked at it. Whoa. And he was appearing that night. And I shot along to the theatre. I didn't even know where the theatre was. But anyway, I got to it, found it. And I says, "Do you have any tickets?" Yeah, got a ticket. And I went to see him. Unbelievable. Funicular. Unbelievable. And got his autograph as well on the programme I bought. And I gave it to a person who loved Bocelli. I said, "Yeah, can I?" Oh, couldn't believe it. For me, Gapco is good, but not great in big games, says Ellie. My own opinion. Yeah, have your opinion? Yesterday, he was invisible against England, same in the PL. Yeah, good shows. This is what I like about, opinions. Some will disagree and some will agree. We won the league in 2020 and we never invested to bigger things, says Tell. No, we didn't. We won the Champions League and really didn't invest, did we? And Ali Spalletti came but knew Catanaccio, who doesn't work anymore nowadays. It's like Italy really need to go after a young, vibrant manager. And if they went out and got Simeone and Zaghi, it'd be fantastic. I'd have loved Zaghi here, to be honest. Great young manager. He's played football. He knows how football works. Unbelievable manager. And he'd do well for the Azori, for the Nazionale Squadra. Squadra Nazionale. He'd be great. Fantastic. Darwin is going to get a Lanty ban for that fight, says Mark Simons. Hope not. So what are you supposed to do? Just stand there, look at your family in danger from big ruffians. I'm just hoping Sloop plays Bradley. He is class and Trent in the double pivot with McAllister, says Dan. Good point there, Darryl. I want Bradley. I think Bradley's brilliant, to be honest. I'm just hoping Sloops. Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree. Andrea Bocelli is so unique singer. Even Ramazzotti said long ago that Bocelli is better than him. When I said to someone, I said, I love classical music. I love classical music. Yeah, I said, I love classical music. I love me opera. I love opera. It's like poetry. I love poetry. I write poetry. And people go, yeah, it's the way it is. I love my classic. I love Bizet, Puccini, Verdi, incredible. I love the great composers, Bach, Beethoven, Tchaikovsky, Rimsky-Korsakov. Of all the music. And as I said, I love my opera. Like Andrea Bocelli, great tenor. Frank, there is a great concert, Bocelli live in Porto. Seen it? Seen it? Seen it? Portofino, what a beautiful place that is. Absolutely fantastic. Northern Italy, that is. Portofino. Seen that concert. You didn't know that, did you? Tenora. Fantastic. Love it. Loved it. Ali Skapko was never played in a preferred position. You are seeing it now, says Dan. And Ali says, yeah, I like Bradley a lot. I think he's great. And Taro says, I love Franco di Carlyle. Franco Calucci. Franco Calucci. Io amore Franco Calucci. What else loved me? Get away from this weather. Ali says, I'm not that old, but I like classical music more than we have now, before they made real music. Everybody should like the classics. Everybody. The operas. Rigoletto. Frank, me and you are like Lady and the Tramp. You're calling me a lady, are you? More like Frankie and the Yeti. You're the Yeti, yeah. That's it. Lady and the Tramp. All right, people, what do you think? Is Spain going to win? And don't forget, I've got my Saturday morning show, the film and TV review. Have you seen any great films lately? Any TV series? Have you noticed YouTube are putting on a lot of James Bond films? You know, with Daniel Craig and Jason Statham. Oh, it's awful. You know, they're putting his films up. You know, Beekeeper 1 and Beekeeper 2. Three 0 Spain, says Daryl. 3-1, says Ali to Spain. Bitter Jews looks like Pierce Brosnan. I didn't mind Brosnan as Bond, though. He's all right. The best Bond for me, and people say, oh, I'll tell you who it was. was going to say James Bond. Roger Moore. Roger Moore was suave. And as I said, I interviewed Daniel Craig's granddad. This is before Daniel Craig was famous. And I was interviewing him. And he went through his rigmarole. Unbelievable what he went through. And then he became intelligent. And his mate was Ian Fleming. And James Bond was based on a real fella. Agent. Used to sneak into places. Used to go to Rome, Berlin, Paris, everywhere. I'm just saying they're the capitals, but he did. Used to go into these things. You know, to the partisans in Italy, in the Apennines, down in there. He used to go to Paris with the underground there. And don't forget, you know, in Germany there was an underground movement. And one of the leaders was a young student by the name of Sophie Scholl. And a brother. So they had, excuse me, they had an underground. Totally against the Hitler. And this is what not comes out of Germany, unfortunately. It doesn't come out. But you know, on my history show, I'll talk about that Sophie Scholl, and a brother, and a few others. Moonraker was the best Bond film, says Tom. And Austin won his sports day Frank, 2 first place. That's great. Well done. Pat him on the head for me. That's lovely, that. Well done, Austin. And he's in the final of the spelling at school. That's great. It's great, that. Well, anyway, I'll end the show, boys and girls. Well, there's no girls now. We're all gone. And see you Saturday morning with a few films. Watch the film. I'll tell you that now. I won't recommend it. But, you know, if you want to see it, I want to give you the time. But it's the same team. No, these others, they're the same team. Either in a big building, an asylum, ex-asylum place, or by a woods or a forest. And there's always like a proper dickhead, you know, when there's a gang, if you know what I mean. And there's always an hard case. And it's the same team with young people. Anyway. FGT. Hello, FGT. Yeah, look at that. I've seen his little profile there, picture. And he's got the hoops on. The hoops. Celtic. The boys. FC.Liverpool. So I was watching a podcast, you know. And this fella kept saying liver. You know, the liver bird. And you're just thinking, you go, what the f is he going on the liver bird? I think they just get a script of someone and say, yeah, I read that. Like Joe Biden gets a script of the deep state and say, yeah, I read that, yo. T. Thanks, Frank. See you Saturday. Thank you. Thank you, T. Yes. Now, what's this? Remember, I said before, FJT, about abbreviations. GGMU. Is that Manchester United? And what's our 7? What's that? Oh, CU7. GGMU. CU7. Hello, mate, says Efford. Oh, yeah. He supports United. Well, that's all right. He supports United, says you said. United and Celtic. Very good. I said, you know, to mind the boys after Hillsborough, they the first team to come down and drag us up to Parkhead. Parkhead. To Hillsborough. So come on, shook us. Shook us. Shook us up. So come on, you've got to start playing football. But I've always had an affiliation with the boys anyway. The Hoops. Except for their manager now. Don't like him. But I respect Liverpool now. Thank you. Thank you, FJT. You wouldn't get it. About the 7 is that? GG Manchester. It's not George Galloway Manchester United, is it? I watched George Galloway, by the way. Big United fan, anyway. Watching it this morning. As the boats. It's good. I liked his monologue. And I liked his guests. Oh, it's a Ronaldo thing, is it? The GG thing. The GGMU. 7. Yeah, okay. Liverpool is slithering. Do you reckon? Have he come down? Why would you say that? Why would you say that? You know, why would you say that Liverpool is slithering? Is it because the club has gone? I know, joking. All right, FJT. I'm a Manchester United fan. But he doesn't mind Liverpool though. Well, that's all right. At least you don't mind it. The Judge. Great show, Frank. Saturday cinema next stop. See what the background you've got. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? The background. It's good. I'll be watching a film tonight, actually. I'll be watching a film. I've been watching these all these black and white things, you know, the old vintage ones. You know, on that Channel 82 talking pictures. But then again, if you, I'll be talking about modern day films and from going back even just 10 years ago. They're so effing well different. They're so different because of all this wokeness. Think about it. That's the way it is. Suarez got bet, or is that beat? Suarez got Suarez got bet or got beat. I just don't know. FJ2, sorry mate. Did you watch The Big Job, by the way? No. No. I've been trying to get a bloody film and it's there, comes up. And it won't play for me. Won't play for me, unfortunately. On my streams, just won't play. But we'll get it one day, and it's just, I want to see it as well. I think it's called Dark Skies. And I keep forgetting the bloody title of it. The man with their photographic memory. Keep forgetting that title. But anyway, boys, I'm going to go. It's 10 o'clock. I'm absolutely done here. I'm going to make myself a cup of tea. Now, if there was someone here, they deserted me. But it's been great. I've got through every comment. Really have. Every comment. Thank you for joining me tonight. And even FJT, our Manchester United supporter, and Chelsea. So it's all for me to say. I'll see you all Saturday morning. If you want to join me for the history show on Monday evening, should be good. And next Tuesday again. Should be fun though, shouldn't it? Whoever, Sunday I'm talking about. So listen, thank you so much for being with me. See you Saturday morning. If not, I'll see you on Monday night. If not, I'll see you next Tuesday. Thank you. Ciao. Ci vediamo. Prossima settimana.